Whenever someone comes to my house, they always ask me, how do you keep your house so clean and tidy with 4 kids and a dog? And my answer always used to be, I never stop. But to be honest, that was only when my kids were really little. I've got 7-year-old twin girls and I've also got 2 teenage boys. Things have changed since they've got older, but I drastically cut down on the amount of tidying, cleaning and picking up I was doing with some simple changes, which I think you'll find really helpful. If this is the first time finding me, hi, my name's Lindsay. I'm a mum to 4, I'm 41, and on this channel I share my life tips. I also share things like minimalism, because minimalism has really simplified my life. I also give tips on decluttering and organising as well. Let's get stuck straight into my first tip, shall we? I only do what I think are the important jobs every day. For instance, clothes washing, so I'll wash and dry clothes every day and put them away as well. I'll also do dishes. I think that's really important. So I've got a dishwasher, but I also wash things by hand as well, and I like to keep on top of those. I also keep my kitchen clean and clean the toilets every day as well. And the things that you think are important to do every day might be different to mine, so pinpoint what you think are the crucial things in your home that need to get done every day and just stick to doing a select few things every day. Try not to get everything done in one day because it is so exhausting. So just stick to the important job. I've got a routine which has created habits which I just do automatically without thinking. I've got this routine and do these habits at the same time every day, and also I do them in order or sequence as well, so I don't even need to think about what needs to be done. I just do them automatically without thinking. This just frees up my mental load and helps me to focus on other things that I need to get done, so I'm not having to worry about what housework needs to get done. I just do the same thing every day at the same time. As soon as I come downstairs, I'll put the dry dishes away. I then will empty the dishwasher. I'll put a wash in the washing machine. I'll go upstairs and make the beds. I'll get myself dressed. And then I'll go around my home picking up any dishes or cups or food wrappers, and I'll reload the dishwasher and put it on. So I've got a nice empty dishwasher in the evening for dinner time. I'll also go around and pick up any rubbish that might be laying around. To be honest, I do a nightly reset, which I'll get to in a minute, so there's not normally a lot of rubbish in the mornings anyway, but I try to do the same thing every day, so it just sticks in my brain and I don't even need to think about it now. I just get on with it. In the evening, before I go to bed, I'll have a quick whip around of any dishes, any cups that are laying around. I'll go and put those in the dishwasher and then stick the dishwasher on. I'll also go and pick up any things like clothes or rubbish and go and put them away. Obviously the rubbish goes in the bin, and then I can just come down to a nice clean and tidy space in the mornings. So then I'm not having double the amount to do in the mornings, if that makes sense. So I always try to look to my future self and try to look after my future self, and that's why I do a nightly reset, which really helps. I spend 10 minutes or less every day getting something cleaned. Look, I don't have a checklist, okay? I know that there are some amazing checklists online, but I'm just not that organised, and plus I wouldn't stick to it anyway. I usually just see if there's hair on the floor or crumbs, and then I'll just whip the hoover out and spend a few minutes hoovering. And to be honest, I don't even hoover my whole house all in one go. I'll just hoover all of the downstairs, which takes 10 minutes or less, and then another day I'll go and hoover the upstairs. And the other day I was trying to do my makeup in my wardrobe mirror and I couldn't see my face for all the smudges and fingerprints, so I decided to just go and clean all the mirrors in my house, and it takes less than 10 minutes to do something like that. So I don't spend hours and hours cleaning my home. Honestly, I just do things in small chunks of time, and most things in my house stay clean. My windows need a really good clean. I'll show you those in a minute. That's embarrassing. I'm filming this and I can see all the smudges on my window and I'm just thinking that needs cleaning. I'm a little bit like that. I also don't stick to certain cleaning on certain days. So for instance, on a Tuesday I might see that the bath needs cleaning, so I'll just quickly clean that while it's in my brain. But I don't think, oh, every Tuesday I need to clean the bath, every Wednesday I need to hoover my home. At the end of the day, you can do that if you're organised enough and that works for you. But to be honest, in my house, I'll just see something that needs to get done and literally just do it there and then while it's in my brain. And I do find that this works really well for me. It's been working for a good few years now. And honestly, I think if something works really well for you, just stick to it. Moving on from my previous point, I'll pick an area of my home and I'll clean all those things in one go. For instance, like I said, I decided to clean my wardrobe mirror, and then I went around with the same cloth and the same spray and just decided to clean all the mirrors. At the end of the day, the cleaning spray was in my hands, the cloth was in my hands, so I may as well have just gone around all my mirrors and cleaned them at the same time, rather than having to think, oh, another day I'll clean that mirror and I'll go and get the cleaning spray and the cloth. It's just more work at the end of the day. These things I do automatically now. If I start cleaning the toilets, I'll go and clean all the toilets in my house, and I'll also clean the floors in my bathrooms as well, because I think that goes hand in hand. So I always keep on top of all the jobs that need to get done just by cleaning certain areas of my home all in one go, if that makes sense. So choosing a category of something to clean. For instance, on days that I clean my surfaces in my home, I'll go around all the surfaces in my home, all the chests of drawers, all the tables in my home, and I'll clean them all in one go. And I pretty much get away with using the same cloth as well. So it just means I'm not having to go around looking for all different cleaners. I just use a multi-purpose spray. I love the one from Method, and I also love Dettol as well. And these are sprays that I've been using for years, and I love the Method because it's non-toxic and it smells amazing as well. People always say to me, why does your house smell so nice? And it's literally because I'm using that. It smells beautiful. My favorite is the rhubarb one, and honestly, I'm not sponsored, but this is a spray that I've been using for about 8 years or more. And the last tip for you is I keep on top of things, and I do this by constantly decluttering my home. I do lots of decluttering videos on this channel, but also I make motivational videos on how to declutter, how to get started with the decluttering, and also just to get some motivation to declutter in the first place as well. I also make sure that I put things away straight away using the one-touch rule. If you don't know what the one-touch rule is, it just means that you're only allowed to touch that thing once before you put it away. So for instance, when I come in, I won't hang my coat up on the banister like my kids do. I'll just go and put that coat straight in the coat cupboard. So I'm only touching that coat once. I'm not having to put it on the banister, then at another time coming along and having to put it in the cupboard. It just keeps on top of the clutter and the mess in my home. So I'm not having loads of things visually to look at, and I'm not having to go and put those things away at a later date as well. I'm just doing them there and then. Also, if something takes 2 minutes or less, I'll just get it done. For instance, if I spill something, I'll go and get a cloth and wipe it up straight away. It stops that spill from drying on the countertops, and then that's more work for you at the end of the day, because you're gonna have to scrub that spill. And if your house is anything like mine, if you've got kids, there is spillages like every day. Like, this house is unbelievable with the spillages. And to be honest, I do it all the time as well. Like, you know what it's like in the kitchen when you spill sauce or you spill a bit of milk or some juice or something, just clean it up straight away. It takes seconds. I also put clean clothes away every day as well, so I'm not having a massive backlog of clothes to put away on the weekend, which is what used to happen years ago before my twins were born. So since my girls came along, honestly, I've put so many things into place to make my life so much easier, and on this channel I like to share those with you. Hi, I'm Lindsay and welcome to my morning routine. In the morning, I'll just come downstairs before everybody else. I normally wake up at 6:30 in the morning. I can't do without my morning tea because this has always been a thing in my life. My mum used to wake up in the morning and give me a cup of tea every day before school. I'm going to feed my dog Sky now, and if you're wondering where I got this little bowl from, this is from Amazon. I'll link it. Then I'll go and put some washing on because I got to do about 2 or 3 loads of washing a day. I have to say it is so much better with a larger washing machine now. Then I'll go into the games room because we've got 2 living rooms, but I decided to turn this room into a toy and games room for my kids. My nearly 15-year-old boy spends most of his time in here, and it's lovely because I get to see him. He is downstairs. I'm going to just get my skincare from the fridge because I use Tropic and it has to stay in the fridge. And I'm going to use Rainforest Dew because I love this. It acts more like a serum. It's really, really light, almost like putting water on your face. It is so hydrating. I love this because it sinks in really quickly, and then I can pop my makeup over the top, so it acts really good as a primer, I think. And since using Tropic, honestly, my skin has changed so much. I'm 41 now, and I think
For a 41-year-old, my skin is looking so good, much better than it used to. I just want to show you this makeup bag that I've got, and I got this from Amazon. I'll leave a little link for it down below for you. I recently bought this because I found it so hard to find things in my makeup case. So I love that I can just easily see everything that I use every day, and I only keep the essential makeup that I use every single morning in this. It makes my daily routine so much quicker. After I wake everyone up in the morning and they've all gone downstairs, I'll make the bed, and I do pull back the covers. I've got this fleece blanket on my bed at the moment because I got really cold during the winter, and I've also got my brushed cotton bedding. If you've never tried brushed cotton, oh, you need to. Honestly, it makes such a difference when you get into bed. It is so warm. Do you like my pillow, by the way? I recently got that, and it's to support my back. And if you're wondering where I got that from, I think I got it from George in Asda. Then I'll come into my little girl's room, and if you don't know, I've got 7-year-old twin girls. They've got a beautiful little bedroom, and I've got these high beds for them. So all I'll do is just pull back their cover like this to allow any sweat and moisture to escape. And I just find it helps the bed to get some air as well. And then I'll just plump up their pillow and sort their little teddies out. They're obsessed with putting teddies around their pillows. They said that it helps them to stay safe because they don't like looking through the bars of the bed, which is really cute, I think. Like trying to see things from the perspective of a child. I used to be exactly the same when I was little. So if you find that your kids are covering themselves in teddies, you might be surprised by why they're doing that, because I used to actually do that. And I just found my one little girl's teddy in my other daughter's bed, so I was just popping that back in. Then I'm going to go and get dressed, and I like to organise my clothes the night before. What I've done now is got this clothes organiser. This is really recent, and I'm loving it at the moment, so I can actually plan 5 days. I think it's got 5 compartments, 5 days worth of outfits, including socks, underwear and tops and all sorts. Like, I can just organise it all, and I can just go and grab an outfit, and I don't even need to think about it. Then I'll go down into the kitchen and empty the dishwasher. This is my worst job. I hate emptying the dishwasher. So I was just showing you that plate that I got from Amazon. They're really good for kids because they've got a wide lip on them. And I use them quite a lot. But the only thing is they are a nightmare to wash in the dishwasher. So that's the only thing I would say about that. I really love my drawer organisation here. We had a kitchen fitted about 3 years ago. And over the last 2 years, I've adapted to be more minimal. So I've got this really minimal mindset at the moment, so I've been decluttering my life. So if you're interested in that, actually I'm going to be including lots of decluttering, organizing and things about minimalism on this channel. I'm not a complete minimalist, like I am a mum to 4 children at the end of the day, so our house is full of stuff, but I am trying to declutter. I've literally decluttered my whole life, I feel like, so I'm going to include things like that on this channel. I'm going to go and grab my vitamins now. These are by Floridix. This is liquid iron and multivitamins, and honestly, it's sorted my health out massively. Here's my daughter Thea, and I'm just sending them off to school. So I'm just dressing my little girls, doing their hair and sending them off to school. She's really shy because it's the first time I've included her on my channel in a very long time. If anyone has watched me in the past and recognised my face, I used to have a mum channel, but I changed it about 3 or 4 years ago, so they haven't been on my channel for a while. After I've sent the girls to school, I like to put my clothes out to dry. The reason why I do this is because it takes a while to dry. My dry-in time has cut down massively since I got this heated airer, so I'll leave a link to it in the description box if I can find the same one. I've also got this amazing tub that I got from IKEA. It's really flexible, it's got handles on the side, and I like to hang it up on a command hook in my utility room. After that, I'll sit down to work at my laptop. So I've got an art channel, so I make art tutorials. I will leave a link to my art channel if you're interested, but I make watercolour tutorials.
Are you feeling stressed or overwhelmed and just want to have an easier life? In this video, I'm going to be telling you the changes that I made in my life to make my life so much easier. And at the end of the video, I'm going to be giving you my biggest tip. This is the one thing that has changed my life the most. My name's Lindsay. Let's get into it. If you're struggling to find time to do housework or you're feeling really overwhelmed with the housework, I highly recommend sticking to some habits and routines. Just set up a really easy routine that you can follow every single day. Once you get into the swing of doing these activities over and over again, they're going to become habits. So you're just going to do them automatically without even thinking. It gives your brain a bit of a rest because your brain is not constantly thinking about what you need to do next. You just do it automatically. So you will find yourself becoming less tired if you just do these things. And this is something that I changed a good 6 or 7 years ago when my twins were born. I moved into this house 8 years ago, and when my twins came along, I found it a bit of a shock to the system having 2 new babies and also 2 boys as well, because I've got 4 children. So I decided to just focus on certain parts of my housework every single day so that I do them automatically. For instance, in the morning, the first thing I do is put the dry dishes away in the cupboard, and I do this while the kettle is boiling. So I use it as a little bit of a challenge. So when that kettle is boiling, I hear that kettle boiling and my brain just thinks, I need to put those dishes away. Some mornings I'd come down and I thought, oh, I just can't be bothered. I'm not going to put those dishes away. But literally, as soon as I hear that sound, it's like my brain is telling me, like, you cannot not do that. So I just do it automatically, and it literally takes seconds. And then I also empty the dishwasher. I'll go and put a wash in the washing machine, and then I'll go and wake my kids up. I'll make my bed, I'll get dressed. And these are the things that I do every single morning without fail. And I do them in sequence as well. I found that I don't do one and then flip to another. I seem to do them in sequence of the same thing every single day. So adopt an easy morning routine. The next thing I suggest is to get really organized with your home and your car. Have really good organizing systems in place. Like, they don't need to be expensive, but just have a home for everything. It's not only easier to put things away so you don't have clutter everywhere, but it's also much easier to find things if you know where these things go. For instance, in my kitchen, I've got boxes for medicine, plasters, vitamins. I've got a snack cupboard. I've also got boxes for cleaning. Like, underneath my sink is so organized, and I know exactly where to find things. It's not only easier just to grab something within seconds, but it's also easier just to put those things away really quickly as well. And my family also knows where everything goes, so I'm not constantly getting asked, where's my phone charger? Because I don't know what it is about phone chargers. Apparently, I am the knower of all things, and I always know where a phone charger is. Getting this house and my car organised has honestly simplified my life like you wouldn't believe. And I made it my mission to be organised when I was pregnant for my twins, because I knew that this was going to be a massive life change, and I just needed to simplify my life in that one area where I just knew where everything was. I could put things away. Wasn't going to have a really cluttered house, and I could just find things within seconds as well. This is something that I honestly didn't think would make such a difference, but it really has, and that is to have a more minimal wardrobe. So I've spent the last year decluttering my clothes. I've got rid of most of my clothes, and now in my wardrobe I've only got the things that I really love. I've got minimal colours as well, so I can mix and match my items together really easily. One, I've got less choice to make in the morning because I've got less clothes to look through. I've also got less colours to choose because I got rid of things like bright orange, loud prints. I had a lot of hot pink in my wardrobe as well. And now I've got some nice muted colours that I can easily pick. I can mix and match my items so much better than I was able to. I love this, and I think you'll love this too. And that is the 5-minute rule. So with the 5-minute rule, if something takes 5 minutes or less, just get it done. For instance, putting away your coat when you come in after you've been somewhere, instead of hanging it up on like the banister like my kids do when they come in, I'll just spend less than 5 minutes putting that coat in the cupboard on a hook. It's out of sight, out of mind, and it makes my house look so much tidier. It also means that things don't mount up and then I've got to do it at a later date. I'll also do this with shoes. I'll put shoes away, I'll put bags away, I'll empty a shopping bag if it takes less than 5 minutes. I regularly grab a hoover and spend 5 minutes hoovering an area of my home. I don't always go and do the whole house. If it takes more than 5 minutes, then I won't do it. So if it takes less than 5 minutes, just get it done there and then. Honestly, it'll stop the build up of all the jobs that you've got to do, I also find this really handy for putting clothes away. So you know what it's like if you've got like baskets and baskets of clothes to put away. I use these little baskets by Curver and they're amazing. I will link them. And I use these to section off my family's clothes so that I can easily take them room to room and then pop them away easily. But honestly, one basket of these clothes takes less than 5 minutes. So I'll spend 5 minutes putting the clothes away, and it just means I've not got a massive mountain of stuff to do on the weekend. I used to spend a whole Saturday putting mountains of clothes away. I used to spend about an hour just putting all the clothes down on my bed and putting it away in bedrooms, and it used to drive me nuts. So I decided to change this, and now I do it in the week for 5 minutes at a time, and then I've got my whole Saturday free, and I go out all the time now on a Saturday and just chill. I love it. Next is to organize your things into categories to easily find your things. Small containers in cupboards are perfect for this. Tubs for my little girl's medication and my boy's medication. Then I've got a little box for vitamins, plasters, first aid, biscuits, cereal bars, porridge packets and rice. I can label these boxes and then I can put things away easily, and then I can also grab things within seconds because I know exactly where everything is. It also helps that my family knows where everything is, so I don't, like I said, don't get constantly asked where the charger cables are. Because I don't know. I literally don't know. I got one of my own and I haven't got everyone else's, I promise you. Since I organised my car, honestly, it's made my mornings so much easier. And what I've found good is to have this car organiser in my boot. In this, I keep things that I want out of sight, out of mind, but I want them there just in case I want them. For instance, this is something that I reach for on a regular basis, and that is my small umbrella. And I've got that in this little compartment here. Then I've got a little compartment of folded down shopping bags. I've also got in this compartment things like nappy sacks, just in case we've got wet clothes, or I can use them for dog poo bags as well. I've also got wet wipes in here too, just in case my little girls need them. And as promised, this is the thing that has made the biggest difference to simplifying my life, and that is to declutter my stuff, to cut down on cleaning and tidying time. And it also frees up so much of my time like you wouldn't believe. The reason why decluttering has made such a big difference to simplifying my life is because I've just got so much more time back. Honestly, I can't put it into words how much decluttering has changed my life with the amount of time I've got now. I've got more time to spend time with my family, more time for myself. I've got less stress because I've not got loads of things to look after. I've also got more energy because my brain is not constantly trying to process all these things around me, which has been scientifically proven to make you feel tired because your brain is working overtime. So I spend less time cleaning things now. I spend less time tidying up. I spend less time picking up things off the floor. I spend less time trying to find homes for things and organising because I've got much less things in my home and also my car as well. And honestly, this has made a massive difference. I'm going to give you some tips now on some certain decluttering that you can do as well. What I do is I declutter as I go when I've got some energy, or mostly every day, to get to that point where I want to get to. I'm now about 80% of my stuff is gone out of this house, so I'm at a nice level of decluttering, if you get me. So I can spend only 5 to 10 minutes maybe every couple of days decluttering, but just spend 5 to 10 minutes on decluttering a drawer or a cupboard or your car or a toy box or something like that. This makes it so much more manageable to get decluttering in the first place. Do it on a regular basis, so maybe every day if you've got time, or every other day, or every weekend. Even if you had an hour on the weekend, if you did that over a couple of weeks, honestly, you'll see a massive difference in the amount of things that you can get decluttered from your home, and be ruthless as well. Declutter your kitchen. Get rid of things on your counter spaces that you're not using every day. For instance, I put away a blender. I got rid of a food processor. I actually gave that to someone. And I also got rid of a coffee machine. We sold that. So I've now got so much more counter space to work on. I've find it so much easier now to get started with cooking, because cooking was the biggest part of my life that was stressing me out the most. I felt so overwhelmed walking into that kitchen, and I was wondering why I was getting so overwhelmed, and it's probably because I had too many things for my brain to process. So now I find cooking so much easier. I've got a nice empty counter space where I can get started with cooking. And I did make a video on how to get started with decluttering, so I will leave a link to that video down below for you if you're interested. I'll also regularly go along and declutter flat surfaces. So if I can see things mounting up on my kitchen table, I'll just spend a minute or less just taking those things off and putting them back where they go. I won't sort of pick them up and move them to another flat surface or put them on my chair. I will just go and put those away. Also, if I can see at my work desk that my work desk is getting a little bit too cluttered, I'll declutter that as well. I also make sure that my little girl's art table is free because things can really mount up on there. I use this as a little food table for them as well. So I'll constantly get rid of bowls, cups, toys, all sorts on there, and clothes and things like that. And I'll just make sure that all the flat surfaces in my home are just free of things. Are you frustrated with trying to keep your house clean and tidy? Well, I'm a mum to 4 children and a dog, and in this video, I've got 8 tips for you to help you to keep your house clean and tidy on a daily basis. Let's get stuck straight into tip number 1. My first tip for you is to clean one thing a day. This is a really simple way of keeping up with the cleaning and tidying in your home, so you know exactly what you need to get done every day. So for instance, on a Monday, you might decide to do your dusting and your hoovering. On a Tuesday, that might be the day that you're going to clean all the toilets and the bath in your house as well. On a Wednesday, you might decide to strip all the beds and get them cleaned and dried and then remade that day as well. And then on a Thursday, that might be the day where you go around with a cloth and clean all the surfaces in your home, like your chests of drawers, your cupboards, any shelves, any tables and things like that. Doing it this way means you're not going to have to spend hours every day cleaning. You just can spend 10 to 15 minutes doing one thing every day. This is something that I do now, and to be honest, I don't live by a checklist. I basically just see if there's hair on the floor and then I'll go and get my hoover out, or just having a look at the windows behind me now, I can see they're all smudged. So in a minute when I finish this video, I'm going to go and get a cloth and I'm going to clean those windows because I can see they're dirty. My next tip is to have a home for everything in your house, because if you don't have somewhere to put your things, you're just going to find in your home that things are starting to mount up on the flat surfaces, like your tables, your kitchen counters, your sofas and your floors, because you've got nowhere to put those things. But if you find a box or a basket, a drawer or a cupboard for each item that you own, you're going to be able to put those things away as soon as you see them, and it's also going to be easier to find things as well. I find this useful because my family know where everything goes. They also know where to find things as well, so I'm not constantly getting asked, where's my phone charger? This is something that I always say on this channel. Where's my phone charger is always the question that I get. So I've got a dedicated drawer for my phone charger, so people know if they want a wire, they can go to my drawer and find it. And this doesn't need to cost a fortune to organize your home like this. You can go to your local supermarket or some cheap shops and find some really inexpensive storage containers. I get certain storage containers for like £1 a time, which is a bargain. In my home, I organise my things into categories or types of thing. For instance, in my kitchen, I've got boxes for medicine, plasters, vitamins, porridge packets, and then under my kitchen sink I've also organised all my cleaning things. At the end of the day, like I said, it doesn't need to be visually appealing, it just needs to work for you. So you could even use shoe boxes to organise. At the end of the day, you're only putting them in cupboards, so you're not going to see those things unless you open the cupboards. So like I said, cheap storage containers, just organise your things into categories, and you can even label them as well so you know where everything goes. This is something that works really well for me, and that is to pick things up as you see them. So instead of leaving things to mount up and then you're having to pick things up later on when you're tired in the evening, just pick things up and put them away as soon as you see them. I do this a lot throughout the day, so I'll pick up toys, clothes, rubbish, any dishes, and I will just go and put them away as soon as I see these things mounting up. Not only does it mean I've got so much more time in the evening to just chill out and I've not got a mountain of stuff to put away when I'm tired, but it also means that my kids can play freely now that they've got loads of space, because there's not constantly things to fall over, things to step on, because let's be fair, it hurts so much, don't it, when it hurts? It hurts so much, doesn't it, when you step on a tiny toy? and my kids always fall over shoes. I just had to quickly run outside because it started pouring down and I had all washing on the line. That's why I've got all raindrops all over my top. Anyway, where was I? This next tip has honestly saved my time and energy like you wouldn't believe, and that is to wash a dish as soon as you have it in your hand, or as soon as you pick it up, or as soon as you finish with it. So I've got a dishwasher and I'll go throughout my day loading up that dishwasher as soon as I've got a cup or a plate in my hand. I won't go and place it on the side because I try to use the one touch rule here, which means I don't have to touch that thing twice and just have to spend more time picking up that thing. So if I can load up the dishwasher throughout the day, it stops all the pile up of the dishes on the side of my kitchen counter, and it also means that I have less to do when I'm tired in the evening as well. This has been something that's been working really well for me as a busy mum. And something else I also do is to clean pots and pans as soon as I dish up the food, so I don't have to clean them after I've eaten my dinner, because let me tell you, once I sit down, my bum is staying on that chair. I do not want to get back up again. I'd want to do loads of cleaning afterwards, and this is something that I've been doing for about 10 years or more, and honestly it does save my time and energy like you wouldn't believe. And I'm so sorry if you can hear the rain in the background. I've got this pagoda thing and it's so loud when it hits the roof of my pagoda. So yeah, it sounds like it is really chucking it down out there, and it's thunder as well. So if you can hear anything in the background, that's what it is. My next tip for you is to fold and put away laundry every day. This is something that I've been doing for years. What used to happen on the weekend was I used to spend about an hour just laying all the clothes out on the bed, sorting them out, putting them away into rooms, and then that would just take up so much of my weekend. Not only did it stop me from getting ready to go out anywhere, but it also just made me feel really tired because I had so much to do on the weekend. So to stop that from happening, I decided to fold and put away laundry every single day. Not only does it stop my laundry from piling up, but it also means I'm not spending hours on the weekends doing it. And to be honest, I don't always feel like putting the clothes away every day, but I do force myself because I'm always looking to my future self. I'm always thinking, would Lindsay on a Saturday want to be putting away mountains of clothes? No, she doesn't. She wants to go for a walk and she wants to get a piece of cake with her sister instead, because that's what she would rather be doing. This is my favorite tip, and you've probably heard me talking about this on this channel already, and that is to use the one-touch method. The one-touch method means you're only allowed to touch something once before you put it away. And honestly, years ago, I discovered this from another YouTuber, and I've been living by it ever since, and it really does cut down on the mess and the things mounting up in your home. For instance, if you come in and you kick your shoes off, instead of just leaving your shoes on the floor and then coming along a bit later on and putting them in your shoe storage, as soon as you take your shoes off, you've got them in your hands. So the easiest and best thing to do is to put them away in your shoe storage as soon as they're in your hands. That means you've touched them once before you put them away. Also, I do this with coats. So as soon as I come in, I will put my coat in the coat cupboard instead of hanging it up on the banister or throwing it on a table and then things just mounting up. Also, if you're coming in with bags, instead of leaving that bag on a table or a floor and then having to put the contents of that bag away later on when you're tired, empty that bag as soon as you come in through the door. This is something that I've been doing for the last 3 years, because let me tell you, coming in with twins after school is a mission and a half. So I used to come in and straight away I used to empty their school bags, I used to empty any shopping and put it away, and then I can settle down in the evening because I've not got loads of things that have mounted up for me to do at a later time. So I'm always looking to my future self, like I said. So with the one-touch method, it means future Lindsay doesn't have loads of things to tidy up. I love the 5-minute rule. If something takes less than 5 minutes to do, just do it there and then. It'll stop you from having to spend hours on cleaning and tidying, because doing things in little chunks of time is honestly the best way to keep on top of the mess in your home, to keep your house clean as well. And honestly, it's surprising how much you can get done in 5 minutes. Some examples here could be like putting clothes away, spending 5 minutes minutes cleaning the bath, spending 5 minutes having a whip around of your bedroom of anything that's on the floor or on your bed, and just putting things away. Honestly, these little things don't take much time at all. And if you want any ideas, I'll put a little list in my description box of the things that you can get done in 5 minutes as well. And my last tip for you is to have a nightly reset. What I mean by this is by going around your home in the evening and picking up anything that doesn't need to be there, putting things away, cleaning things before you go to bed. You don't have to spend hours. I literally don't. I spend at least 10 to 15 minutes just going around my home, picking up any dishes and putting them in the kitchens. Because I've got teenagers, my kids will always use dishes after I've loaded the dishwasher. It's just gonna happen, isn't it, with 4 kids? So I'll go and have a whip around of any dishes, put them in the kitchen, and then I will go around and have a look, is there any rubbish? Are there any clothes laying on the floor? I'll pick up clothes, fold them up, and then just put them in a pile. I'm not putting clothes away in the night. There's no way I'm doing that, but at least if I put them in a pile, they're not going to be laying around on the floor. It's just lovely to come down in the morning and not have to spend time cleaning and tidying, because when I get up in the morning, I want to let my brain wake up and I want to just unwind, have a cup of tea and sit there and watch YouTube before all the madness of the school run and having to get myself ready. So I don't want to spend time cleaning and tidying, and by doing a nightly reset means I'm going to come down to a nice clean and tidy home, and it honestly is the best feeling ever. So if you haven't tried this, honestly give it a go. Like I said, you don't have to spend ages doing this. 10 to 15 minutes, you could even spend less doing this, and it is surprising how much of a difference it will make. Are you feeling a little bit overwhelmed with the mess in your home? I'm nearly 42. So I've got 7-year-old twins, and I've also got teenage boys, and you can imagine, can't you, with kids that age. I've always got food hanging around, I've always got plates and dishes, and my kids don't know where a bin is and they don't know where a wardrobe is, so I've always got clothes on the floor or clothes on the sofa or tables, and they've also got a vendetta against my cushions, so they never stay on the sofa. So I'm always tidying and I've always got things to clean. So in this video I want to help you, and I'm going to be giving you some tips on how to tidy a messy home when you just don't know where to start. If you want to grab a piece of paper to note some things down, that might be a bit helpful. But honestly, just watch this video, relax, and we're going to do this step by step, and I'm going to be giving you some really good tips. Let's get stuck straight into tip number 1, shall we? The first thing I want you to do is make a list of your priorities that you want to get cleaned or tidied. The things that I find are a priority are things like picking up clothes, putting clothes away, and then I'll go around and I'll find any rubbish anywhere that's laying around. I'll go and put that in the bin. I'll also go and find any dishes that are laying around, like any plates or cups. And I got teenage boys, so there's always things in their bedrooms. There's always things on almost every flat surface in my home, and they've always got food on them. So I'll go and take those to the kitchen. I'll scrape all the food off in the bin, and then I'll pop the dishes in the dishwasher, or then I'll go and wash them by hand straight away, just so they're done. And then once these priority things are done, we can move on to other things that we want to get cleaned or tidied. My second tip for you, and this is probably my number 1 tip, is get your music on. Or if you don't want to listen to music, get a podcast on, or put some motivational videos on YouTube, and you can have something to listen to in the background to make it fun. Honestly, this really motivates me. So if I want to get motivated, I will put my headphones in and I'll listen to music. Yesterday, I had half an hour to get quite a few jobs done because I was taking my dog to the vet. Because I knew I only had half an hour, I needed to have a bit of an energy boost. So I literally put my music in, and that honestly gave me the boost that I needed to get my butt into gear to get those things done. And I got it all done within half an hour. It is surprising. Just by keeping your brain motivated and entertained, it can honestly get your butt into gear and get yourself moving. Honestly, it really helps with me, and I think it will with you as well. My next tip for you is to shift your mindset and say to yourself, I'm going to get this done today, and I'm going to get it done fast. So maybe put yourself on a time limit. Say to yourself, I've got 15 minutes or I've got 20 minutes, half an hour, that sort of thing. And I'm going to get all this stuff done within that time frame. Honestly, it is surprising how much you can get done in 10 minutes. The amount of times when my girls were little, because I got 7-year-old twins, when they were little, my friends would message me and say, I'm coming over soon. How much I could actually get done in that 10 minutes. I just used to rush around, clean things, pick up things. And honestly, it is surprising how much you can get done in that time. So yeah, put yourself on a time limit. Maybe put a little timer on your phone, or if you've got an Alexa, ask Alexa to put a little alarm on, or just time it on a clock. Like, you don't have to have technology to time yourself. So usually the next thing that I'll move on to tidying up are things like toys, blankets, because we've usually got blankets on the sofas that we've used the night before. So I'll put the blankets away, and I have got this little basket that I like to organise my blankets into. And then I'll go around and find any random items that are just not in the right place, and I'll go and pop them away. I've got really good organisation in my house, and I just know where everything goes, so everything has a home. But if everything doesn't have a home in your house and you just haven't got a clue where to put these random items, my best tip for you is to grab a basket and just fill it up with these random items, so that you can maybe find homes for them at a later date and organise these things. Or you can just move on to them at another time when you've got a bit more energy, because you don't want to be thinking, oh, where should I put that thing? And then it's taking up your time. Just put them into a basket and think about them a little bit later on when you've got some energy and time as well. My next tip is to use a basket to collect items from around your home. Honestly, this helps me so much. And what it helps with is, one, I haven't got enough hands to hold everything anyway. I'm not an octopus. But two, it also helps me with putting things away in the right place a bit later on, because I can just grab everything from downstairs that doesn't belong downstairs, put them in a basket, and then I can take them upstairs and start putting them into the right rooms or in the right places. It just stops me from, for instance, grabbing a bauble downstairs, running upstairs, putting the bauble away, coming back downstairs, grabbing a toy, running upstairs, putting it away in my children's bedroom, that type of thing. Like, that's going to waste your energy, and that's going to take away your time as well. So I started doing this a few years ago when I saw a tip on YouTube, and honestly, it saved my time and energy like you wouldn't believe. If you want a recommendation for baskets as well, I love these curver baskets. I use these for all sorts. So I use them for sorting laundry into, and I also use them for storage in my snack cupboard. I use them for storage in my kitchen cupboards as well. So I will leave a link to some of these curver baskets in my description box. Honestly, they are so good and really affordable as well, I find. Next up, I would recommend, if you like piling things on the stairs, like I know quite a few of my friends and family do, and it can be a bit dangerous because it becomes a tripping hazard. Like, I've known people that have fallen down the stairs because they pile stuff on the stairs. And honestly, this is something that I used to do in my last home, and this is before I got a stairs basket, and I saw this as a tip from another YouTuber as well. So honestly, since I've got this stairs basket, it has stopped me from piling stuff on the stairs. It's much safer because it's just in the corner, and it also encourages me to take things up the stairs and not just pile things on the stairs and then it gets left for a long time. So what I do is, if I want to take something up the stairs, I'll just pop it in that basket, and then when I am going up the stairs, I'll just grab that basket and take it up the stairs, or I'll just grab that item from the basket and take it up the stairs with me. It just means it's out of the way and it's not creating a safety hazard. One of the things that has saved my time and energy like you wouldn't believe is having my cleaning products easy to get to. For instance, I've got this little box on my kitchen counter that just always stays there, and it's got my favourite cleaner that I use every day. One microfiber cloth. Obviously I've not just got one, I've got loads, but I wash and clean them, and I will leave any links in my description box, by the way. I also keep wet wipes in here for really disgusting cleaning, like cleaning the bottoms of my bin, or sometimes yucky parts of my toilet and stuff like that. But it just means if I want to clean, because I'm always cleaning, I can just easily grab my cleaner, and I'm not having to open a cupboard or a drawer first to get to my cleaner. I just know where it is and it's easy to get to. I've also got a box in my bathroom as well, so if I want to clean my bathroom, which I do every 2 or 3 days, and I also clean the toilets nearly every day, I can just easily grab the bleach for cleaning the toilet. I've got my Dishmatic sponge that I use for cleaning the bath, and I've also got a Dettol spray as well. It helps me because I don't have to run downstairs to my cleaning cupboard to get cleaning supplies if I want to clean the bathroom, which is not going to motivate me. Like, I don't want to spend time running down the stairs. That's going to make me forget as well, because my brain is terrible. I literally forget stuff within like 30 seconds. So if I get downstairs, I'll probably just start watching telly or start like picking things up and just completely forget that I was supposed to be cleaning my bathroom. So with this little box, it just means I can literally just grab stuff and get cleaning. So you don't have to have a box. You could have a shelf if you've got a shelf in your home, or maybe use a little tray, because then that'll be easier to move around as well. Tip number 7 is to put things away at the end. So once you've got your main tidying and cleaning done, put the rest of the things away at the end. Like, you don't have to do it that day, you could do it the next day. So things like putting away clothes in drawers and wardrobes, taking things up the stairs. So if you've piled things on the stairs, or if you've got a stairs basket like mine, taking things up the stairs, or like you don't have to pile things on the stairs to take them upstairs. If I want to take laundry up the stairs, I will put it on the stairs and then I'll take it up the stairs a bit later on. So I do that. I don't do that when my kids are home. It's only me at home when I do that. So take things up the stairs to put away. Also, if you've collected random objects from around your home, now is your time to start putting those things away and find homes for them as well. So if you've not organised things, maybe think about some organisation, but don't worry too much about this. Honestly, it is stressful to think about organising your home. You do want to just get things tidied. So even if you can't find home for these things, just leave them in the basket and then think about organisation a little bit later on. Also, if you're not using these things, maybe think about decluttering them, because honestly, if you're not using them and you don't need them, then it's going to be easier to not find room for those things because you just not got them. So just get rid of them if you don't need them. And my last tip for you is to hoover and mop your floors after you've cleaned your house or tidied your house. This might motivate you to keep your house clean and tidy. If you see your floors gleaming, this does motivate me a lot, because if I can't see hair or bits of fluff on my floor, I just want to keep my house clean. I just want to keep it like that. So it does motivate me to just keep my house clean, and honestly, it does work for me, so I think it'll work for you as well. If you want some recommendations for like hoovers and mops, I've got a really good cordless hoover, which I love. It's by Shark, and honestly, I've had this for about 3 or 4 years now, and I love it. It's so easy to grab. It's so easy to store as well, because I just store it in the cupboard under the stairs. It just takes up so little space, and it's just so easy to use. I love all the little attachments that it comes with, and the fact that it's cordless, honestly, it saves my life, because I can't use a corded hoover. They are a right pain in the butt. So yeah, I've stopped using corded hoovers so many years ago because I was just getting so frustrated with the wire. This is a rechargeable one and I find it brilliant. So I will leave a link to this. And I also use a Veleda spray mop. It's so easy to use. All you do is fill the top with some cleaner. Like, I use the Method floor cleaner because I just find it so lovely, the scent of it, and it's just non-toxic. It's really good for my floors as well because I got hard flooring. But I also love the fact that you can replace and wash the pads at the bottom. So you can buy replacement pads, but you can wash them in the washing machine. And I've had this spray mop for about 6 years and I've used it to death and it's still going strong. So I love it, and I will link it in my description box. If you need any tips, any help with anything, please comment in the comments box. I honestly am here to help you because I know exactly what it's like trying to keep a house tidy and clean, especially if you've got lots of people living with you. But even if you've just got no energy and you're feeling a little bit stiff, like I feel stiff a lot of the time, my back is always ruined. I've not always got the energy, I've not always got the time either, I've not always got the motivation, and sometimes I just don't feel like cleaning and tidying. So I totally relate to that. Have a lovely rest of your day and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.